All right, guys, Paul Monroe here, and I got my new Varus drum set. Actually, these are some of the boxes you could see here. Some of them did not come yet, but by the time this video ends, with the power of video editing, they will all be here. It was a whole nightmare with customs, which I'll get to that a little later. But we're going to unbox this Varus drum set. I'm really excited about it. I've been waiting for a long time. Let's do it. All right, guys, so thanks for joining me on this. If you don't want to hear what I have to say right now, then you could just fast forward. I know there's a lot of guys that say, you talk too much, blah, blah, blah. But there's a lot of things that I want to tell you that I think are very important. First of all, let's get right into it. These drums are made in Italy, all right? They're made from a guy named Thomas Montavani, and this guy's a genius. These are really, really high-end drums. It's not as big of a company, so you might not have heard of Varus drums. There's not as big of a company as DW or Pearl or Tama, Yamaha, something like that. But they're up and coming, and these are really high-end drums. You can get them at a really good price right now. So Thomas is an excellent guy to work with. He worked with me personally. I was chatting with him over WhatsApp because he's from Italy, so his English is not that great. But he was very responsive, and he really helped me pick out the drums that I wanted. These are all handmade. So that's really cool. It's one of the reasons why I bought them is they're all handmade. You don't just, it's not mass manufactured. He makes them all by hand himself, which takes a while to get the drums. It takes about 4 months for me to get my kit. As they get more popular, it might take longer, or they might start, investing more in machinery and start doing in mass production. But right now they're all handmade by Thomas himself. One of the really cool things about these drums is that you can customize them. You can customize the colors. You could tell them what colors you want, the sizes you want, the depth that you want. And Thomas really helped me to kind of figure out what I wanted on these drums. And I'll get into it, like why I chose the depths I did. But yeah, you could pick any size that you want, any colors that you want. You can't do that with if you go like Sweetwater, if you buy in direct from Drum Center of Portsmouth or something like that. You can't just customize a kit. Sometimes you can pick different bass drum sizes and things like that, but not the way this guy does it. So that was one real unique selling point for him. These are the same drums that you might have heard of a guy named Estepario Siberiano. Estepario Siberiano. I think I said that right. Yeah, his name is very difficult, but I know you guys know this guy, Estepario. He plays things with one hand that most people can't do with two. So you know that guy. The other guy is Mauricio Weimer, and he's an amazing drummer that breaks down drum parts for people from really difficult albums and different live music events where he's watching a drummer and he listens to a fill and he breaks it down for you and then executes it perfectly. These two guys are both endorsed by Varus, but that's not the reason why I bought this kit. The cost of this kit, this is a $5,000 drum set. It's 2 bass drums, 1 floor tom, and 3 rack toms. Originally, it was $3,400 because I had just a 5-piece. I had just a single bass, floor tom, and 2 toms. But I decided to get the extra tom and then another bass drum because I just went crazy on it, and I just wanted to get the best. I was like, you know what, I might as well just go all out. So this is a $5,000 drum set, which really, if you bought the same drum set from Yamaha or DW or Tama in this high end, because they only make high end drums, it would cost you $7,000 to $8,000. The $3,400 drum set would cost you $5,000 to $6,000. So again, if you want to buy a Varus drum set, now's the time to get it because their prices are probably going to go up. Now this did take 4 months for me to get this kit, and I had a nightmare with customs and signing things, and the boxes got lost. And you could see here, some of the boxes are damaged. You could see a hole there. You could hold there. I'm not going to hold this against Varus because Thomas is an amazing guy to work with, and their drums are great. But There's obviously some issues with FedEx where, you know, they lost a lot of my stuff. I'm still missing one drum, and I had to sign stuff, and then they couldn't find my address for one of the boxes. Like, why can't you find my address? You found my address for 4 boxes, but yet you can't find my address again for a 5th box. So it was a nightmare dealing with customs and dealing with FedEx, but in the end, this is all going to be worth it because the drums are fantastic. So why did I choose Varus over, you know, some of the other bigger brands? Varus, again, I can customize my drums, but what I was doing was I was kind of going through the internet one day. I was looking for a new kit, and this kit popped up. And I looked at the kit and the way it looked, and I just fell in love with it. They were so sexy. I mean, I was in love with this kit. They look so good, which you're going to see. And I was just like, I have to have this kit. So of course I had to do a little bit more, research on it, making sure that the drums did sound good. And they did. Like every video that I watched, they really sounded excellent. And then after talking to Thomas, I was like, yeah, this is the guy I want to go with. And then I realized, oh my God, Estepario and Mauricio, those guys also play Varus. I didn't even realize that till later. So, but I mainly went for the look of it, you know, and the durability of them, and just the high-end, you know, make of these drums is what attracted me to them. They are made of maple and beech. So I have birch drums, I have, you know, mahogany, I have maple, combination of those, as you guys know, but I've never had anything made with beech wood. So that'll be very interesting. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna shut up right now. I just thought you guys should know some of this information before I open these boxes, but it's now time to tear into them. I got 2 more bigger boxes, that one I got in the back that we'll open later. The bass drum, these are the 4 toms, and we're gonna get into it. Let's rip them open. All right, guys, time to open these bad boys up. Christmas early. We're gonna start with the 10-inch tom. Let's see what we got. Now, this probably looks like the first time I opened them. I actually opened this box before. I had to cheat a little bit. I couldn't wait because I've been waiting over 4 months, and then the shipment was late, and then one box came, which was this one. So I opened it and then put it back real quick. I didn't even open it all the way, but this is how they came. It's important for you to see that. This looks like the way that I would package something if I was selling something on eBay. Keep in mind, this is not a huge company, so they're not like DW or Yamaha or Tama, Pearl. They don't have the budget. When I received drums from all these companies that I bought in the past, and Yamaha was the most impressive. It was machine packaged. They're so tight, it's so detailed and wrapped that it's very impressive, but they have the money to do that. So, you know, don't get discouraged. You know, don't expect the great packaging. I'm sure they're going to improve this over time, but, you know, they just threw some cardboard on top and bubble wrapped it. So it is protected, and, you know, he does have insurance on the drum, so if anything was damaged, you're covered. But I just wanted to point that out. Just, you know, just random kind of bags and cardboard were there to protect it with this bubble wrap. This is it, man. Oh man, I'm so excited. You have no idea. Varus drums from Italy, maple beech. I don't know how many plies or what. That doesn't matter to me. I'll find that out later. All that matters is that they sound good, but look at that. Oh my God, look at that. Just the logo themselves. What was really impressive to me when I first saw these drums online, in black, just like this. Some of them have the red stripes, some of them don't, some of them have holes, some of them don't. But when I saw these from a distance, I thought they were like rivets, and they just looked really like heavy metal style. Great for my Judas Priest tribute band that I play in. But these are actually little holes that they put in here to help project the sound. So it's pretty cool. And look at this bracket, like a really heavy duty bracket. This drum is not light. This is really well made. And if I just tap on it, oh man, I'm telling you, These drums are gonna sing like a bird. And so make sure to watch, in the next few weeks for a video that I'll actually do a full sound check. I'll set them up. One thing to keep in mind is this hardware here, unlike Pearl, Tama, DW, Yamaha, they all make their own hardware and their stands and cymbal stands and tom holders. These guys don't quite make that yet. They don't have their own stands. So Thomas told me the best thing to do is buy Tama hardware to go with these stands, to go with these mounts. So I bought some Tama double tom holders and some stands to hold all the hardware up. So keep that in mind. You're not going to be able to buy hardware from them. You're going to have to use some Tama mounts or something. But look at that. Is that beautiful or what? And there's like just this matte finish. So again, you could customize this. Now this is a 10 by 9. 10 by 8. So it's a little longer. You could get 10 by 7. The shorter drums will give you more attack, where the longer drums like this will give you more sustain and maybe even a deeper sound. But I want to kind of get the best of both worlds. And most of my Tama kits that I have are all 10 by 8, 12 by 9 for the 10 and 12 inch toms. So this is 10 by 8, so that's cool. All right, let's open up the next one. And, packaged the same way. Packaged pretty good. I mean, drums are pretty durable, even if you drop them. But even if they drop these boxes like FedEx, like I said, they didn't do a great job with getting this stuff to me, and they damaged some boxes on top of it. But even if you drop these boxes, this is packaged pretty well to where I wouldn't expect really any damage. A little concerned about the ones with the bigger holes, but we'll get to those later. All right, so this one is the 12-inch tom, and this is 12 by 9. So this is a standard like Tama Star Classic setup, and the sizes that you would get, 10 by 8, 12 by 9. Some other, popular sizes are 10 by 7, 12 by 8. Again, the shorter depth drums will give you more attack. Wow, that looks like a big 12-inch drum. I wonder if that's the 13. What does that say on there? 10. Which one was that? Well, I guess we'll figure it out. But yeah, gosh, look at that. But that is, well, either the 12 or 13. I guess we're going to find out in a minute. So I got 10 by 8, 12 by 9, and a 13 by 9. So why did I get two drums with the same depth but different sizes? Again, Thomas helped me with this decision. And, if you have 22-inch bass drums, sometimes if your drums are too long, they're going to sit too high on the bass drum or hit the bass drum. And so, you got to think about this kind of stuff. Some people go with 20-inch bass drums to make sure that the toms are placed properly. They're not too high, not too low, so that, it meets your needs. So I went with 10 by 8, 12 by 9, 13 by 9 instead of 13 by 10 because that drum would have been a little too big. And 13 by 9 is a very popular size for drums, 13 by 9. And I didn't want to change the 10 by 8, 12 by 9 because I really like those sizes. So I think it's going to be cool. I mean, it's just customized to your liking, to what you want. And, Thomas made good sense where it's going to fit better on the kit with the 22-inch bass drums. You're not going to have any problem with the depth. So that made a lot of sense. And the 13 by 9 is actually easier to tune than a 13 by 10. Now this one, I think this is actually the 12-inch. So the same type of packaging. Bust that open. Yeah, I thought that drum looked a little big. So this is our 12-inch tom. 12 by 9. 10 by 8, 12 by 9, 13 by 9. Whew! Damn. I mean, this is so solid. I just bought a set of Yamaha Tour Customs. Those are great drums too, but they're really light, which I love because they're easy to take out on gigs and stuff. This one is not going to go out on too many gigs with me just because they're so cool. It has to be a special occasion. Whew! Man, are you guys seeing this? That is just amazing, that matte black finish. And then if you put these side by side over here, so you got 10 by 8, 12 by 9, 13 by 9. So you could see they're the same depths. They're just one is a little bigger than the other. So that's going to fit on top of that. The bass drum's really, really nice. I like that idea. I love it. Really, really cool. All right, so we'll get rid of those in a minute, make some more room here, but this should be the floor tom. And just, yeah, this was one of the boxes that was damaged, but I don't really see any damage in here at all. Oh my God, these things are going to sound amazing. It looks like they pre-tuned them too. I watched a Dave Weckl video on tuning, and the 10 and 12 are supposed to sound like "Here Comes the Bride." Pretty close, but if you need some, you know, a reference of where to tune your drums, you could always go with that. Dave's drums always sound great. All right, so here's the floor tom. And again, you know, the packaging is just stuffed in there, you know. It's pretty good, but not like the big guys you would see. So what do we got here? We got a bunch of stuff. So you got your floor tom legs. All right, 3 legs right there. Bam! I don't know, standard legs, nothing too fancy from there. And then we got a couple of drum head empty boxes that were thrown in here. Maybe the heads they used on there, I don't even know. They're spare drum. That could be a company from Italy. The head logo on there is called Spare Drum. It could be a company from Italy that I don't know of, the heads that they're using. So looks like a single ply head with a ring around it. So it looks like it's pretty well enforced. So I usually use the stock heads just because they're free. They came with the kids. No reason to change them out unless they sound horrible and you have a favorite head. I just bought some Evans EMAD 2s for the bass drums on some of my other drums, and man, whoa. If you're looking for an amazing bass drum sound, get that head. That is a killer head, and it just deepened the whole sound of the bass drum, made it so round and so much attack. Comes with built-in pads on it, so you could put the pads on or take them off. They have different thicknesses that you could use to get the sound you want. Those EMAD 2s by Evans are absolutely fantastic. All right, so this is again a box that came kind of damaged, and it was like right on one of these. Uh-oh. Yeah, there's a little blemish there. Not too bad, but looks like something poked it. The hole was right where one of these legs were. But for the most part, there's your 16 by 16 inch floor tom. The full holes. That's just beautiful. That's a beautiful drum. And pretty freaking heavy, so it's very, very well made. I don't know if you could see this blemish. Let's see. Yeah, for a brand new kit, spending $5,000, I would have hoped to get it flawless, but there's a scratch on it right here. I could see that. There's a scratch on it. Maybe FedEx will reimburse us. It's not horrible, but it's there. So not too happy about that. Now, oh, that blemish was on the other side. There it is. A tiny little spot there. Looks like some of the finish ripped off. I mean, we're talking, real small issues, but, I'll talk to Thomas about it, see what kind of insurance, because FedEx should reimburse for that. I took pictures of all the damaged boxes. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'll be right back. I'm going to put all this stuff away, and I'm going to grab the bass drum, which you're going to flip out when you see this thing. Be right back. All right, cleared out the other drums, making room for the big boy. Bad news for me is that I've been waiting a long time, man, and my other drum is in Memphis. Don't know why. It got caught up in there in customs. I had to fill out forms, give them my social security number, and they lost the form. And so it was kind of a big ordeal. And for some reason, I got 5 out of the 6 boxes. So I'm still missing another bass drum, but there's no point in wasting time on the video and showing you 2 bass drums. They're both exactly the same. So we're just at least going to take a look at this one. Again, you can customize, get the racing stripes, not get the racing stripes, do whatever you want. You just tell Thomas what you want and he will build it for you. And these bass drums, most standard bass drums are 22 by 16. My Sonar kit, I have 22 by 17, which is amazing sounding bass drum. It has a lot of boom to it, which I like for rock. This is 22 by 18. So it's got some extra depth to it and some extra long 3-inch rims that you'll see around here now. All right, so what do we got here? Empty box for packaging. All right. Whoo, here we go. Look at this thing. Oh, yeah, that's in there. There we go. All right, let's get this out of here. All right. So, what do you guys think, man? I mean, the floor tom had a couple minor scratches on it. Had a little blemish, tiny little blemish on there, like the size of a pen tip almost, that scratched right through the finish. Comment below, man, because I don't know what to do about that. I'm not going to complain to Thomas. It's not his fault. It's all FedEx, but it is insured. Is it worth making a stink about? I mean, these drums are going to get scratched and a couple little things and dents on there eventually. They all do. But is it worth bringing it up and making a stink about it, seeing what they'll do about it, or is it like no big deal? It's tiny, but it's, it's definitely damaged a tiny little bit. So comment below. First of all, let me know what you think of these awesome drums. Let me know if you have any questions about them. How to get in touch with Thomas if you want. You can hit me up and I'll give you his WhatsApp information. You can probably just find that on Facebook. I know they got a Facebook page. But I want to know what you think of the drums. Have any questions? What should I do about that floor tom, man? What should I do? Should I be that guy? That complainer? I don't know if it's worth it, but okay, my mind just like, oh my God. Wow. Okay, that just took my mind off that floor tom. Look at this bass drum. Look at that interior. Are you kidding me? Wow. Now, was there any flaws on this? None whatsoever. Just beautiful. And this hardware with these round little lugs here. Oh my God. That's so cool. One thing that I noticed too, that most bigger manufacturers, you have to put all this together. They give you the lugs in a separate bag. And then you got to put it all together, which I don't mind, but they obviously did all this beforehand. You got to put the heads on. They put the heads on. They probably tuned it up and everything. So, you know, you make sure out of the box it sounds pretty good, because I could tell by tapping on them that they sounded pretty good. But would you look at this drum? Look at that. With the holes and everything. So usually there's like a vent hole on these drums, on all the toms and the bass drum. There's a vent hole that so air can get through. But I guess this takes the place of them. It just lets the air vent through there. So the only downfall I would see is I have one kit that I have internal mics that I take the vent hole off, the hardware off of that, and I put my internal mics in there, and then you could plug in your quarter inch or your XLR to those inputs, that hardware. But this doesn't have that, so you won't be able to really mount anything like that. But that's cool. I mean, oh my God, look at that. Guys, okay, I'm just going to tap this head for a minute just to... Dude, that is so deep. This thing is going to go right through your heart. So imagine 2 of these with those 3 toms on top. Of course, you're going to have to wait until I'll put out my other video when I get everything all set up. But I am very, very pleased with this kit. I'm going to text Thomas right away and tell him thank you so much. It was well worth the wait. Unfortunately, FedEx ruined the experience for me a little bit, but it didn't ruin anything with me and this company, because I think it's fantastic. It's some of the best drum. I have 6 drum sets right now. This is by far like the best drum set I've ever owned and seen, because it's just absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you liked the video. Subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button if you liked what you see. And I'll continue to put out some more videos. And comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think I should do about that floor tom. I appreciate you coming out, checking me out, checking out the unboxing of the new Varus kit. And I'll see you on the next one.